A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to ANB Exam Forum. In today's session, we are going to see the exam that was held on 20th Jan 2025 for SSC CGL 2024 Tier 2. And the section which we are taking for today will be computer knowledge test or computer awareness. And we are going to see each and every question that was asked in this particular paper. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's begin the session. So student, we have made various other videos starting from the theory to practice class to the previous year questions. So you can have a look. This is on playlist and just watch it and get benefited from them. Coming to the topic wise distribution for SSC CGL exam. Okay. And if you see for year 2024, that is SSC CGL 2024, in Tier 2 for the exam that was held on 20th Jan 2025, for all the chapters from computer basics, software, working with internet and email, basic from networking and cybersecurity, they have more or less equal weightage except for the working with internet and email, where this particular year we have seen only 2 questions and all other section have 5 or 6 questions. And if you want to dig much more deeper, the most important topic is input output device, computer memory, and sometime you will find the keyboard shortcuts. Okay. And the other one is like miscellaneous questions they are asking, which are nowhere related to either basic or the softwares. Okay. But if you see the software portion, you will get 1 or 2 questions definitely from MS Word and Excel or PowerPoint, right? And this year, like email account was one of the important topic where you get 2 questions in the 2 shifts, okay? And in the networking device and this networking threats and security, these were the 2 important topic for the last year CGL. Okay. So this is the pattern. Based on that, you can prepare your exam. The first question is on your screen, and the question says ROM is primarily used for which of the following purpose? Okay, ROM, as you know, it is read-only memory, and as all of you know that it is used for storing the BIOS or firmware. BIOS is basic input output service. Okay, so the main purpose of ROM is to store the BIOS. What does this BIOS have? It is a boot up instruction, or the starting instructions it have. Okay, when you turn on your PC, the first thing that it is going to load the BIOS from the ROM. Okay, so all such pointers we have seen in our memory class. Okay, so what is ROM? Okay, what are different type of ROMs? What is the purpose of ROM? As you can see, where we discussed that it stores firmware which have booting instruction, like how to boot, from where you copy the operating system, where you need to initialize the hardware. All such things are stored in the ROM. Okay, and it is a read-only memory. It is once programmable. Okay, so that's why it is PROM. So all such things we have discussed in our theory class. If you have time, you can watch it and get benefited for your upcoming exam. Let's see the next question. It is from the virus security threats or malwares, whatever you name it. Okay, what is a common sign that computer might be infected with virus? A very simple one. If your computer might be infected with virus, everything gets slowed down, definitely. Okay, your memory will take a huge toss, and you will find some unexpected hours, some unusual behavior you will find. And out of these 4 options, if you see one by one, improved system security. When a virus is infecting your system, it will not improve the system security, right? So this is incorrect. Unusual system slowdown and unexpected error, yes, this is the answer. And if you see the other options, increase hard drive space, it could be one reason. Okay, there are some worms and virus which can do such things, but for common symptom is unusual system slowdown. Okay, and booting time will never become faster if your PC is infected. So option 3 you can eliminate. So you are left with option 2 and 4, but the more accurate one seems to be 2, because this is a common phenomena with the virus. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. So again, we have made one video on the malware. Where we have seen everything, different type of virus, what are generally asked in the exam, in different exam, let it be RRB, NTPC, SSC, any other exam. So in that video we have covered everything. So as you can see, we have discussed the symptoms of malware infection, sudden system slowdown, frequent crashes, unwanted pop-ups, increased networking speed, and this was asked in RRB, SSC. Okay, so and we have discussed in detail about all the malwares from virus, worms, Trojan, ransomware, adwire, and many other more. It is very useful video. If you see it, you can brush up your previous knowledge and you get benefit for your upcoming exam. Okay, coming to the next, which of the following actions can typically performed in outbox? It is from the email portion. Okay, email portion. Email is one of the topic in networking. Okay, internet, not networking, internet. Viewing archive mail, no. Archive mail has a separate folder archive. From that you can view the archive mail, but this action is not performed. Deleting receive mode, it is basically in the trash, so this is not. Editing emails that are yet to be sent, yes. Outbox is like a intermediate area where the mails which are going to send after some time. Okay, so all those mails are stored in outbox, which are generally not sent but are waiting for some other actions which need to be performed. Okay, and managing contact list is nowhere related, so option 3 is the right answer. Again, we have already made a wonderful video on email, and where we discuss mailbox, what are the different type of folders in the mailbox, and what are the important previous year pointers that we have shared in this particular video. It is in our playlist, I guess. If not so, we are going to put in another 1 or 2 days. Okay, and as you can see, there is some other folders in the mailbox, like outbox, which temporarily hold the email and which are waiting to be sent because of the poor internet connection. Suppose if you are sending some email, but because your internet was poor, so it will be hold in that outbox. Okay, and this is more specifically to Gmail and Outlook. Not every email mailbox will have these features. Okay, so sometime you will get question from spam or junk or trash. Okay, so all those terminologies we have discussed in that particular chapter. Coming to the next question, it is from the MS Word, and more specifically I have told you many times to go with the shortcut. You will get one question from shortcut itself. Okay, so let's see one by one. Control U, as you know, it is for the underline. Okay, so this question is incorrect, because it is not going to be the increasing the indent in paragraph. So U is for underline. What about D? Can anybody tell? Yes, it is for the font dialog box. So if you press this Control D, you will have font dialog. Okay, whereas Control M, yes, Control M is used to increase the indent of the paragraph. So suppose your paragraph starts here, you press Control M, it will increase the indentation. Okay, what about Control K? It is very important. It is for the inserting hyperlinks. Okay, inserting hyperlinks, linking the document or linking to some website that are hyperlink, and this we have seen in some other exams, so this is also important. Control plus K is for inserting hyperlinks. So option 3 is the right answer. Coming to the next, which file extension is mostly used for executable installation file on the Windows system? A very simple one. Nowadays everybody is computer savvy and they know that exe is generally an executable file. It is basically abbreviation of executable. So option 1 is the right answer. What about other? MP3, can you tell? Yes, it is for music. It is .txt, it is for text, as it seems to be the abbreviation of text. JPG, nowadays everybody is applying for the exam, so they know that it is for the image. Okay, whereas exe is for the executable. So option 1 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. What is the purpose of enabling password on PC? Let's see one by one. For improving data signal strength, it is nowhere related, so you can eliminate. For providing additional layer of security, yes, password are generally used for security, so this could be your answer. Let's see the other options. For reducing installed application, password is not mandatory at all, so this is wrong. For printing the data in the PC, some sort of passwords are there, but the main purpose of enabling password is providing security. It can be for printing of data on the PC. For example, I want to use printing with some password. Okay, so in that case password can be used. Like for admin and user based thing, where I want to reduce the installed application, like only specific application to be installed, password can be used. But the main purpose of enabling password is basically the security. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. How can you exit a slideshow and return to the editing mode in MS PowerPoint? Okay, so let's see one by one. Control plus S, as we know, it is for saving. Okay, escape, yes, it is for exiting in the PowerPoint. It is more specific to the PowerPoint. Okay, so it is used to exit the slide. So option 2 is the right answer. What about press spacebar? So if you are in the PowerPoint mode and if you press the spacebar, it will be jump to the next slide. So if I'm pressing the spacebar right now, so it is going to the next action, that is option 2 has come, and if I'm going to press again spacebar, it goes to the next slide. Okay, what about alt tab? And alt tab, it is for showing this, like it is used for switching the application. So if you have different opened application, with this particular shortcut you can switch the application. Like if you are working on many applications software, you can use this key to switch, okay, from one application to another. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. The dash method is commonly used to verify the integrity of data. Okay, this is from the security, cyber security. So security, again one more question, and you should remember it is a hashing. Okay, hashing method is used to verify the integrity of data. What do you mean by integrity of data? Like I have sent some information to some other person on the network, so the data which I have sent to the other person, it should not be modified in between. Okay, if it is modifying, it is not integrated. Okay, if I am able to get whatever the message I have sent, it is integrated as it is, so it is basically done with a technique called hashing. Okay, some mathematical functions are there in the cryptography that is used, but the main purpose is to verify the integrity of data. Again, I am telling you, suppose I want to send data from this PC to this PC. Okay, I am sending the data. Okay, suppose I am sending text as a message. Okay, whether this text is altered or modified, how would I know? I would know by the hashing techniques. Okay, suppose why this is required. Suppose in between there is a man in the middle which is going to replace text with the say XYZ. The other end won't know that whether it has been modified this in the middle person. Okay, so all such scenario we have discussed in the security, that we are going to again have one class on the security. We will discuss in more about all these techniques, and the other options, if you see, they are nowhere related to the security or the data. Okay, duplication means you are copying the data. Caching means you are storing it for the temporary purpose, whereas compression means you are reducing the size of the file, whereas hashing is used to verify the integrity of the data. Okay, let's see the next question. It is from the MS PowerPoint. So what does it say? For creating a blank presentation. So if you go to PowerPoint, the first menu bar on the top of it, you will find file. After that you will have a new and then blank presentation. So this first step itself is the correct answer. Okay, so file is commonly the place where you are going to have everything, whether you want to create a new document, new PowerPoint, new blank presentation. Okay, so this is the correct answer and option 1 is the right answer. Let's see the next question, a very lengthy one but very easy one. Just from the question itself you can easily answer this question. Which option in MS Word allow user to align the text within the document left, center, right, justify across the page? Okay, so all these terminology are related to alignment, left align, right align, center line. So if you see paragraph alignment, the word itself says adjust the alignment of text left, center, right and justify it. So straight away option 2 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. What type of media is commonly used for WAN communication? What is WAN? It is wide area network. Okay, in the networking class we are going to see what are the different type of LAN, MAN, WAN. Okay, and what type of media is commonly used, where we have seen for wide area network the most appropriate one is a fiber optic cable. Okay, why this is used? Because it can carry data over a long distance of time, and the principle you should know in the physics, there is called total internal reflection. Based on that principle this fiber optic cable works, and this is used in the wide area network. Whereas for the LAN, where you have Ethernet cable, they are using twisted pair cable. Okay, so it is generally used in LAN. Okay, and coaxial cable sometime used in the MAN. Okay, it is generally for used for like antenna part, like if you are using having DTH or dish to home, in that you are having this type of cables. HDMI cable, it is basically a cable for interfacing with your monitor to CPU. Okay, it is high definition multimedia interface cable, which is going to connect your monitor or PC with your CPU or any other device. Okay, so option 3 is the right answer. Coming to the next question, what happens when user insert a new row into an Excel worksheet? Okay, so I am inserting one row. Okay, so what happens? So you should know that rows are this one. Okay, like these are the horizontal one, whereas vertical ones are the columns. Okay, so the existing rows are shifted toward right. So these are the rows. So these are not going to shift right. Column can be shifted to right, but generally row can be either inserted at the top or the bottom. Okay, so when you insert, generally the existing rows are shifted down. And for example, if my current cell is there and I am inserting row, it can based on the option it can go up and down. So option 3 is the right answer. And the new row is added at the bottom, that is nowhere related. When you insert a new row after some other row, it can enter after the current reference only. Okay, so option 3 is the right answer. Coming to the next question, why do desktop and laptop operating system require more advanced memory management technique than embedded system? Sorry. So the difference between embedded system and desktop and laptop is generally the size. Okay, embedded system are basically, you can say it is a specific purpose system which are designed to do a dedicated function. Nowadays, like if you have like let's say mobile is one embedded system, so it does the basic function of the mobile. Okay, whereas laptop and desktop require more advanced feature. Why? Because they need to utilize more hardware and need dynamic memory location. Okay, that's why they need some memory management technique. So option 1 itself is the right answer. Okay, and if you see the other option, memory management is not necessary. It is very necessary for the laptop and desktop because they have to be interfaced with different kind of things. Okay, different softwares are installed on those system, whereas embedded system is a smaller system. It is not a general purpose computer. It does dedicated function. For example, you have a smartwatch, that is an embedded system, so it does whatever the specific function is required to do. Okay, so it requires very less memory and not required any dynamic kind of thing. Okay, so let's see the next question. What does the function count do in MS Excel 2010? A very simple one. The word itself says count. Count means it is going to enumerate, it is going to count. What it is going to count? The number of cells. Okay, so option 2, those who have given, they are right. Let's see the next question. It is from the networking chapter, and the question says, in LAN, which of the following is mostly commonly used to ensure data packet are forwarded to the correct device based on MAC address? Okay, based on MAC address, that is very important. Okay, so based on MAC address is the layer 3 switch. Okay, hub are generally used at the physical layer, whereas router works at the networking layer where IP address is used. Here hub, generally physical address is used. Okay, what about the layers 3 switch? It uses the MAC address for transferring the data. Okay, so layer 3 switch is the right answer. Okay, so there are different kind of layers, like physical layer is there, networking layer is there, that we are going to see in the chapter. We have not made yet. We are planning to make a chapter on network. Let's see, time will decide whether we should make it or not. Okay, so option 4 is the right answer. Which of the following scenario correctly illustrate the interdependence of software and application software? System software and the application software. Okay, an antivirus program relying on system utility to perform scan, remove malware. Yes, it is properly interdependence. Antivirus program is your application software and it is relying on the system utility, which are system software, to perform disk and remove the malware. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Let's see the other option as well. A word processor functioning independently without need of operating system. It need operating system, so this is wrong. An operating system required media player. Again, operating system doesn't require media player. A media player required operating system, so this is wrong. A device driver operating as application software to provide printing functionality. A device driver operating as an application software to provide printing functionality. No, this is again not an interdependent. So option 1 is the right answer. Let's see the next one. Which of the following statement about central processing unit is correct? The CPU is often called brain of the computer. Yes, it is true. It is true. The CPU consists of 3 main units: CU, ALU and cache memory. No, it's not cache memory, it's main memory or the primary memory. its main memory or the primary memory. So option only 1 is the right answer. Okay, so option 3 is the right answer. Quickly moving to the next slide, that is what is the size of ASCII character in the bit. What is ASCII? It is America's standard code for information interchange. So whatever the character you are seeing on the screen, basically it is an ASCII character, and the size of ASCII character is 8 bits, and the Unicode is having 16 bit. Okay, just remember it, if it is Unicode character it is 16 bit, but if it is ASCII it is 8 bit. Okay, so option 3 is the right answer. In multi-part email message, what does boundary parameter in content header signifies? Okay, it looks like it is a very difficult one, but if you see the options you will get the answer. It defines the length of email message, it separates the email body from the attachment, it marks the start and end of the multi-part message. So multi-part email message, so obviously if there are multiple parts in the email, so basically content type signifies the start and end of the each message. Okay, so option 3 looks to be the valid. Yes, it is the right answer. Okay, and if you're not sure in such type of question, you should ignore, you should now never take a risk of attempting such questions. Okay, coming to the next question, let's see, I think this is the last question, 20th question for this particular paper. What is the role of user account in Windows when modified system setting? User account control, what is the role? Okay, so this user account control is basically for performing system-wide changes, right? So let's see. To monitor memory usage and performance, no. To adjust display setting, no. To automate software update, no. So we are left with option 4. It says to prompt for permission before making system-wide changes. Okay, so whenever you are installing something, a pop-up comes which asks for the password, that is nothing but user account control. Okay, so if you know the admin password, you can easily install such software. Okay, so that is nothing but your user account control. Okay, so there is one root user. Okay, root user or the super user is the topmost user. Okay, root user or super user, which can do anything. Okay, it has overall control on the system. So root can create multiple users inside the OS. Okay, suppose you are user 1 and you want to install some software and you are not the root, then user account control, if you have the password, you can easily install the particular software in your domain. Okay, so option 4 is the right answer. So that's it. So we have seen 20 questions, and again these are the few videos for SSC CGL 2. If you have time, you can watch it. Okay, and thank you. And if you have anything to say, you can write it in our comment box. We will be very happy to answer your questions. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.